Hey, 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 it's day 43 of a screenwriter's journey. It's a pretty quick day, so let's get into it. Looks like June 12th, and today is August 19th, so I've got 2 months and a little of retrospection and reflection to lend to my growing credibility. So we're right in the middle of this scene, and I'm sure this hasn't changed a lot from the previous draft. Maybe it have, but Abby asking Gary if basically he would die or at least take a bullet for Lexi, and Gary. And I don't know if I've said this before. I talk like I don't know, even though I wrote this. Is he being serious when he says I don't have a secret crush on her? Because it's sometimes not only fun but good, because it kind of reveals character to misunderstand what someone says. And then, of course, Abby goes, no, 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 for Lexi. Gary immediately does not want to answer the question, so he asks a question, and the question is, what kind of question is that? And then we get into the thing where he speculates that what Abby is really wondering is if Larry would take one for her and vice versa. So we ended that scene, and now we are back, and they've got the test results. And we confirm that Lexi is indeed Vic Salerno's granddaughter. And so Gary's thoughts immediately turn to his brother, as you see on that dialogue at the top of 69. And then he really gets upset. I mean, he's not bawling his eyes out, but he's just super emotional. And I can't not ever see him again, or whatever he said. Yeah, I think it all just is really becoming real. It's a real possibility to him. And it certainly wouldn't be worse than if he got killed, obviously. I'm not saying that. But if he did get taken away, I mean, Lexi's his girlfriend, but Larry's his brother. And not only that, but his twin brother. So that is my reasoning behind that, and I'm sticking to it. Whoops, I tried to clear my throat, but I didn't mute the microphone. Sorry. So then, yeah, they have this little retrospection about when they learned to drive. This scene is probably a little long. So again, this might get caught later. If you're in love with the scene, though, let me know, and I'll write a movie just for you with this scene in it. Not really. So they're speculating that whether or not the test came back, everything would kind of be the same, because the FBI at this stage, they're totally invested in Salerno coming and getting the girl, because they're going to try to follow him and obviously try to bust him. So whether she is a Salerno or not, they've got to make Vic Salerno believe that she is. And so that's kind of what this little segment is about. And then Lexi has that line to her mom, and Rachel tries to slap her, and Lexi grabs her and like gives her a little pain point, and then they have that dialogue there. Okay, so page 74, we're getting toward Act 3. So as I'm writing this, as I was writing the outline, I fairly distinctly remember thinking, well, save the cat, bad guys close in, all is lost, Dark Night of the Soul, or Night of the Dark Soul, I think it's Dark Night of the Soul. And so the bad guys closing in obviously are the guys coming to get them. But since the real bad person is Rachel, does that really still work? And I'm asking myself, and I'm asking you, what do you think? Okay, so, and that's kind of maybe or maybe not a conundrum as I move forward with this script. Do I really have those beats in the movie? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say that spiel again. So, all right. So this is where really things do go bad. I mean, This probably, I think I considered this kind of the all is lost point when the FBI people get wiped out. And then they don't know that they've gotten wiped out yet. But Holly and Hogan are in the car. Noble calls and basically tells them, oh, sorry, I jumped back in the script a little bit. Yeah, so this is so frustrating because Noble is telling Holly that she has to ID the kids, and you'll have done your job with so much as a scratch. You're welcome. I like that because Noble really does think he's sort of doing her a favor or a solid by not getting her involved. But the whole thing of IDing the kids, I mean, I hate to break it to myself, but really, even if they didn't see him go in, do they really think they've got the wrong trampoline park and maybe there's some other kids? I don't know. Maybe I overthought that, and maybe it will or won't have caused a change in the script. But maybe you caught that a lot earlier and we were like, raise your hand in the back. Jack, this doesn't make sense. I wrote you a comment on it on day 27 and you haven't read it yet. Wouldn't that be crazy if you guys were writing comments and I ignored them? No, just kidding. And I was returning them, and you're like saying, "Oh, I've got a way to make your script a ton better, and you don't have to give me credit," which I would very much not like to do. Just kidding again. But that would be crazy if I got a bunch of comments that really made the script awesome, and then after it wins the Oscar, I would read all your names, which I'm sure would be more than enough credit that you would deserve. I really got off track, but no, that would be really interesting if someone said, hey, on page 51 or 87, this doesn't make any sense, or hey, have you thought about going in this direction? That would be crazy. It would be almost like, it wouldn't be a crowd-funded screenplay, but it would be a crowd, well, not really written. I don't want to get too generous, but I mean, that would be cool just to get a ton of feedback. Oh my gosh, I've completely gone off the rails, not even paying attention to the script. Day 43 is in the Cyberbooks, and or the ebook, whatever you want to say. Speaking of ebooks and real books, one of my sons and I have written 2 books that are on Amazon, and you can buy them there. If you search Spamly, which in retrospect was not a great name because it produces a lot of spam results, but kids' books, that's a whole nother subject. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We've got at least one more day. Spoiler alert, we've got many more days before the journey is over, and I thank you very sincerely for sticking with me. Assuming you have, if you're listening to this and you are sticking with me. I hope you're learning something. Or if you're a seasoned pro, I hope you're saying, oh my gosh, now I know why I don't do it like that. But either way, it's been a crazy experience. And trust me, it's going to get a lot crazier. See you tomorrow. Screenwriter's Journey.